Però quelle che non
Here's a message
però
of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are not we are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
OTGIF, ladies and gentlemen. So glad that today is Friday. This is actually our first official full week of having done 3 morning shows as opposed to 2 morning shows like we've been doing for the last 6 years or 7 years or whatever ungodly length of time it's been. So yeah, first full week of 3 shows in the morning. Now, show number 4 this week. Afternoon. Did I say I am glad it is Friday? I need a break. So it's going to take a little bit of time getting into the swing of this, but I'm having a really good time doing it. And I am super happy to see you folks there in chat and all you fine people tuning in after the fact. We've got quite the show for you tonight. I think it's going to be a really good one. Miss Cami Knodel is going to sit this one out. She's had a exhausting week, mainly emotionally, but she's going to go recuperate, recharge, and be back hopefully next week. Such is the plan. All right, so what we're going to do here, I'm already pinned up. So let's go ahead and say hello, because we don't have to do Cami first. We're going to save our guest to last, just so as you know. So let's do this. Let's say hello to Mr. Walt Johnson, a.k.a. Flat Earthhead, as he is known here on the YouTubes. Walter, how was your Friday, sir? How are you holding up?
I am good. I'm good. I'm here. See, it's real. I'm here. I did move my this thing, but it's now, it's still blocking everything to be heard. Whatever. I'm here. Had a good Friday. A lot of crap going on here. We had bad weather and electricity went off. Everything was blinking. Internet was really acting crazy when I tried to get on earlier. So we'll see if I pop out. That's what's going on. We're still having, it may be, fried my modem.
Oh, that's
There
good.
says hello.
Nothing worse than a fried modem.
There we go. She jumped on the mute button. So I'm here. Oh Lord, stop, baby. She's jumping on everything now.
Although I
Anyway,
will
Claire
say,
says, "Hey, I'm Hey. We have a good guest, so I'll shush." Yeah, this week is been hellacious. I ain't gonna lie. Trying to figure out how to make this schedule work. Yeah, I don't know how you're doing it, man.
oh, he's killing me here. All right, got that taken care of. I'm not quite sure which one I'm supposed to. Great. I'm gonna need you to remove one of them, Zach.
Oh, Zach, I thought I had done something to you. I didn't know what I had done
You
to
got to just guess.
miss you, but it's Zach doing tricks. I got you.
What the fuck is on? And we also have Mr. Zachary Zabala, aka Too Nice for Rice, aka the Nomad, aka Nathan Johnson, aka the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man, aka what the fuck did I still feel like I missed one. I know there's one more.
I know, I do too. I'm digging in the brain. I'll find it.
I thought I was doing good getting Nathan Johnson in there. That's one I usually forget.
Yeah, when you did that to me, when you played that one, that freaked me out. I thought it was me talking. And I was like, I didn't say this. You couldn't have recorded this because I've never said this in my life. Yeah, that freaked me out. Howdy, everybody. Hope you're all having a good Friday or Saturday, depending on where you might live. Yeah, but I'm going to shut up because we have an awesome guest and don't want them to be falling asleep on us.
Yeah, that's why we really did try to get this kicked off as quickly as we could, you know, given the circumstances and we being who we are. But we are here and we've made it. So everybody, it's just going to be a nice, calm, relaxing, no spectacular expectations. It's just a normal conversation, but with someone who has never been on air with us before, someone who many of you may not have even heard before, but you all will probably recognize the name. I want everybody to welcome our very, very good family member and longtime listener, Liz, the Iron Maiden. So happy to have you on here, Liz. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I know it's sort of a big mental hurdle for you to get on and actually do it live on the air so other people can judge and criticize you. So thank you for doing it.
Good morning from Scotland.
Good morning, Liz.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. We fucked around.
That was a huge, big hype, and I just hope it's not a big disappointment.
Not possible.
This is technically your second appearance, by the way.
Technically, I suppose that's true.
Remember we snuck you in.
This is her first voluntary appearance.
First time you did it right, willingly.
Yeah, that was a bit scary the first time. I didn't believe that it was live, but I stayed.
You did. You did. So how was your Friday, ma'am?
Oh, it was a beautiful day. It was really warm for September. And I was at the learning centre and I didn't do very much. But it was nice. It was a bit too hot for me, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it never really dawned on me until we were talking about that earlier, that there in Scotland, it doesn't get below freezing too often. And what would you say today? It was 26 degrees, I think?
I think the hottest I've registered in my garden was like 28, 29 one day. But that's very rare.
Yeah, but today it was like 26, and I went and looked that up, and it's 78 degrees, which really isn't that hot here. It gets much hotter than that here. So it just made me realize that, wow, that is like one of the perfect places to live if you don't like a wide swing in your climate. You guys kind of stay in that nice little range right there pretty much all year round.
But the only trouble is that it's very often dreich.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Yeah. clouds and blah. But it's a beautiful country.
I've always wanted to go to Scotland. So you've lived there your whole life?
Yes, I live in the town that I was born.
Oh, that is so cool.
I've never moved. I'm such a bore.
No, that is awesome. I know people that have never left their county that they live in. Like we have our states, and then the states are broken up into much smaller pieces that are called counties. And it usually has, depending on how populated the area is, but like the county I lived in, Indiana, had two actual cities, not really cities, two towns, and then two villages, which are 500 people or less. And that was it in the county, the whole county. So they're not like very big. But I knew people that when I moved out to the country that never left Stark County. And he was 52 years old and never left this small little patch of Indiana, just right in the center. Yeah. But yeah, don't feel bad. There's some people that just don't leave, you know?
I've tried. At one point, I thought when I first got married, we were going to move to Ayr, but that never happened. And then I thought I was going to move house, but I've actually been in this same house for 40 years this year.
That is awesome.
So as I say, I'm boring.
You're, what's the word? What's the word? What was it, Josh?
Predictable?
Yes.
Consistent.
No, consistent. You're consistent.
That's a good word. I'll take that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what's going on with you, Walter? How was your day today, sir? I didn't get to speak to you too much before the show.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just been real busy here at the house. I've told you, I'm in a weird mode of complete revamping this storage facility that I've become, used to living in. Once all the children left and all their stuff stayed, it was like, oh, okay, this is something you need in your life. Bring it to your life. There's a picture of it, or it's going to Goodwill. And man, I've taken about 20, I would guess, animal clothing, ROT, you name it.
Oh, sorry,
the
Walter.
stuff I have dug out of closets. Yeah, it's been very invigorating, very refreshing. Everybody always like, oh yeah, feng shui is crazy, but surprised how freeing up areas.
Oh, it's so much nicer. Like when you're just walking through, right?
God, it feels so much different.
You feel better, yeah.
Yeah, you truly feel the difference. It really matters. So, and with the cats having become a new group of children in our home, trying to finally get just one room for them, put the whole like walls full of shelving. I mean, they pretty much have access to every room as it is now. And
but make them like a playroom type thing.
Make it be somewhere they can literally jump from corner to corner, without
go wild.
They've knocked over a lamp,
yeah,
or a vase or whatever.
Give them lots of stuff to knock off.
That's the next big project is that. So, and that'll require one more children come get your furniture. If you don't need it, then I know somebody that'll buy it. Section of this cleaning. Yeah, it's cool.
Awesome.
We played a little bit after the show with Austin and Nemo this morning. That was fun.
Yeah, Zombie was watching. He was at work.
I know. I
Just
saw
watching
his
this
message after was saying
he said we should stream. Yeah. We did pretty good today.
We killing it. We had some professionals in the group. Austin don't play, man.
No, he don't mess around.
He's serious business. Seen that dude put a square together in like 3.1 seconds.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Mode for those who don't play it. But yeah, it's been a good little interesting week. Launched this 3-day thing we promised for like 6 years. It's trepidatious. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it feels like Josh was saying, it feels like we're starting over thing because I mean, how long have we been doing this? You know, every time something goes wrong or falls out or dead air or whatever, it's like, yeah, it feels like we're doing it from the beginning, which I guess in a way is a good feeling, a rebirth almost feeling, you know. And it's unfortunate, you know, like Josh is having to go through the
Wait, what's that one
more
word?
painful
You know, to slow the
contraction.
progression. What's that one word, Zach?
Retardation.
There you go. That's what
To
we
retard.
are. That's
Yeah.
what, you nailed it. That's what we are. Good call. That's a
Yeah,
great
we're
vocabulary.
definitely retarded here today.
Jana,
But
great lady from the community that lives in Greenville, not very far away. One of Cami's gal pals. Sent her a thing today, and it was awesome. I want this. I want to dress up for Halloween now. It said, "I'm retarded," and it had someone with a mask on. Oh, what else did they have? A virtue signaling cape, and then something else. It like came with
that's
these different things.
epic. I want it.
And it said, "I'm retarded." Oh, I want it. But yeah, that made me giggle and laugh. Yeah, Jana's
You know
the
what the
best.
problem is, and I just realized we have the solution right in the chat. We don't have our line producer extraordinaire.
That's the thing.
There he is, even as I thought it.
Alan, missed you,
Wow,
man.
that is nuts, dude. I
Hope all is well.
promise I wasn't even expecting to see you in chat, but I had the thought of already going. Like, well, we
I
need
thought of
Alan in
you.
here.
Yeah, I thought of him
And here
today
he
when you
is.
brought up Nuka. When you brought up Nuka, I was going through. I was like, man, where's Alan been? I haven't seen
Right.
him.
I kind of did the roll
Doing
call in my
okay.
head today too. Dawn was back in the mix. She had been kind of missing in action.
Sherry
So, yeah,
Ives, I
kinda
didn't see
doing the
her in there.
the roll call in my head of going like, I see Sue's here in the mix again.
Unintended
Yeah,
consequences. Great Baldini is in chat too, and he was in chat this
Yes,
morning.
I've already removed my pants. Sorry,
Right.
I had to.
I'm bald and I'm stoned, so I'm 2/3 of the way there. I just got to get naked, and I'd be bald naked and stoned too. Also,
I am pretty bold. Oh, she just dropped it in chat.
so what's
1,
your,
a medical mask. 3, boosters. 1, virtue cape. 1, sense of superiority. Fucking retard.
I just scrolled past something there from Alan about the Twitter thread. Here's something that maybe I haven't. Apparently, we're not like, not that we abandoned the Twitter thread. It's that we quit going there. Man, look, it was already like turning into a wasteland of idiocracy, trolls. You know, is why we kind of had our little group going to batten the hatches against the idiocy flooding into Twitter on a regular, daily, minute by minute basis. That was before Mr. Musk stamped his foot upon it and turned it into the lovely platform it is. I can say honestly, I've been on there once since it got X. So I do not mean to not even have a clue about what's going on in the Twitter room that I am part of. My apologies to all of the guys who are in there. We'll get back on. What we should do is all go hang out at the where you at, Dast? At the friend finder over. Don't that work that way?
I'm not sure. Hey, can I get a power, Josh?
No power. No.
I know.
So Liz,
Yes.
talked a bit off the air, but not much on the air. You have been around and brought some amazing ideas. As you said, you things. What got you into the world alternative thinking of looking outside the ball.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard this talk
I
about
haven't
that.
either. I can't wait to hear this.
With Baldini being in the chat, we had, I can't even remember what it was that he was doing, but we all had to write if we wanted to be a part of it, just a brief sort of summary of how we came to be truthers. And
Right.
I realised that I'd kind of always been hovering around the edge of the rabbit hole. Truth was always, when I was a little girl, I used to have this thing where it was like the good me and the bad me. And it was like sitting on my shoulders. And I actually got a tattoo of an angel on the bad shoulder. So it was like, I always seem to have like
I love it.
a conscience. You know how that's supposed to be when you're in your like late teens or when your frontal lobe develops. I seem to have had this conscience from when I was, as far as I can remember. And truth was always really, really important to me. But I was naive. I can remember it wasn't long after I was married, first married, and it was my cousin and her husband had visited, and he was talking about how governments aren't what you think they are, that the world is ruled by 5 companies. One of them at that time was General Electric. And I was like, no, people don't lie. And but it always stuck in my mind what he said. And for like deceptions, a long, long time ago, I can remember looking at the moon landing and when they were taking off, how the camera panned up. And I thought, who's filming that? You know what I mean?
Robot rover, man. Come on, Liz. Come on, break.
Yeah, it was just that thing of like, this is garbage.
Yeah, I didn't even get that question in my head, but when someone asked it to me, that's when a huge light. I remember that when I was young, because at first, like when I saw the lunar lander as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, something like that, I asked my dad, "Where's the real one?" And he's like, "No, that's it." I was like, "No, come on, no way did that thing go to the moon and then take off from it." But then, I bought into the sauce and all that. But I remember I was a little bit old. I was like 14. And someone asked me, I was talking about it in some new person I met in high school. And I forget his name. Luke, maybe? I can see him. Man, weird when you get old. But yeah, he asked me, well, who panned up the camera? And as soon as he said that, it was just like, oh.
We forget about the fourth wall. We don't think about, I think it's because we're so much watching films and the television that we forget what's behind and all the other stuff that's going on. So I was always like the moon landing, that was just sort of nonsense. So 9/11 came along, and I think we spoke about this off air one day, where I had been, when I was married, when I was riding shotgun on the truck, I went to RAF Lakenheath. I think it was RAF Lakenheath, but the Americans were there, and I can remember sitting in the lorry when my husband was away doing, delivering computers or whatever it was, and the next thing, a whole load of jets were scrambled. And I was like, that was amazing. But it was because they'd seen a flock of birds on the radar. So when 9/11 was happening, and I was in my neighbour's house watching it, and we thought it was a film. it wasn't the news, but and my immediate thought was, well, where's the American Air Force?
Yeah,
Where's
where
the
are they?
intercept
What are they
jets?
doing?
Why aren't they taking that shit out? Right.
They know if a plane is off by just meters, especially when they're close to the shore like that. They know if it veers off course just a few meters or changes elevation at all. They know that. And they would have, if they didn't get a response from that plane right away, I'm sure the first thing they do would be scramble the F-15s, get them up there, F-22s, whatever they were flying near there. But yeah, our military is designed to be able to do that everywhere in this country, pretty much. To be, there, boom. Yeah, that was a weird one, Liz. So wow, that was a while ago.
When because that would have been in the 70s, and it always stuck in my mind about how, because it was when my husband came back and I said, well, what was all that? And he said, they scrambled the planes, but it was actually just a flock of birds. So on that day, I was like, no, there's something not right here. And then how anyone could see the footage of those two towers coming down and not see it as being controlled demolition, that baffles me. Because you play these games where you've got towers and you hit it on one side, it'll collapse over. It doesn't come straight down into its own footprint. So 9/11 was just never, I mean, I didn't know the whole story about it. I think it was it Loose Change? Is that the documentary?
Yeah, that was probably one of the better well-known one.
Yeah, so when I saw that, it just started to put all the pieces into place. But fast forward to 2016, I had something spiritual going on. Sounds a bit strange, but in my shop, I was getting a whole load of feathers appearing at the front door. And this went on for 2 or 3 days. And it was just, I think if I collected the feathers, I could have made a bird. There was that many. It was all different ones.
Wildly weird.
And I was like, oh, but I was also having problems with my family. And I started to meditate before I opened my shop in the morning. I would sit down and do a meditation. And when I shut the shop at night, I would do another meditation. And what came into my mind was metamorphosis. I'm a caterpillar to a butterfly. And at that time, my grandson had drawn me a picture, and he drew me a picture of a caterpillar. And I'm actually looking at it. It's on the cupboard door in my kitchen. I've kept it. And I had my laptop in my shop, so I could watch all different YouTube videos. And at that, I had actually gone back to looking at 9/11 and just looking at all the videos and whatever. And this question came into my head was, what else have they lied to us about? And it was like I was putting the question out to the universe. It wasn't just a passing thought. It was just a yearning. What else have we been lied about? And I went down the thing with Linda Moulton Howe, Richard Dolan, all the UFO stuff, the aliens, crop circles.
Linda Moulton Howe.
Yeah, and I know what you mean about her.
Ooh, my goodness. Yeah, she's definitely, I don't know if that's the same person. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that was what took me to TalkStream Live. They've got all the different radio stations. And I think Richard Dolan had some program on that. So, but then, of course, the Flat Earth videos were coming up in my feed on YouTube. And I don't remember thinking, oh, that's a lot of nonsense, or I just kind of wasn't interested. But Sean Young, the actress, I'd seen her talking to somebody and I knew that she was a truther. So I searched her name and up came Freeman Fly. And she was on, but there was somebody else that was on, and it was Watson Atkinson, the tattooist, the artist.
Yeah, he's amazing. I have some of his art in my room.
And he was talking to, and it actually was the most annoying audio because he kept on, there was a pile of books and he kept on tapping, and the Freeman Fly's microphone was picking it up. I was fascinated in what he was talking about. And I need to go back and watch it again. But he was talking flat earth. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So then I went on to allegedly Dave, when he was talking to, you know, the interview with was he Bulgarian or Romanian or?
Yeah, when he was on the news or the TV show.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
News program.
And a lot of it, like, it was the bits where he was talking about air travel, airplanes, and how airplanes don't, like, they would need to nose down, and how they always fly flat and level with the nose slightly tilted. Just, it was him that kind of like made me go, oh, there's definitely something to this. And then it would have been, what's his name, Brian Mullins.
Yeah.
A lot of his stuff was really good. And then when I was on TalkStream Live, up came Truth Frequency Radio. And I clicked on that because I like to listen to something before I went to sleep. And I think it might have been Jaron. And of course, he was talking flat earth. And don't ask me how. I mean, I must have just been on Truth Frequency Radio when up came Ironworks. And it was Walt's accent and Josh's accent, and obviously what you were talking about. Like you were talking a lot about.
Or that
We're talking about a lot about music and stuff that was going over my head, but I just felt at home listening to the two of you. And then when I plucked up the courage to go into the chat, and then started to talk to like Alan, Pav, and Diva, and I think Dawn came in, and we just had this nice little group that, and then of course when we were getting, you know, you involved us into the shows, and I know that there was a few times where I derailed the shows by saying something and putting you off, but you said you didn't mind that.
That's been some of our best shows. Pay attention to what's going on in the chat.
Now when it moved to YouTube, then the family, the Iron Scouts numbers grew. And it just keeps me sane every week. It's just amazing. It's wonderful. It's just, I couldn't live without you. Oh, you guys in chat.
Well, it's like a symbiotic relationship, though,
Yeah,
you know?
I was trying to get to my mute to say ditto. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just as much therapy for us as it is for you guys, at least for me.
I know you've said that, Zach, where you get up in the morning and you think, oh no, I can't wait to see all you guys. And
Makes it so much easier to get up early.
yeah, that's it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it, Josh, on your days, I bet? Like, down
really
Monday,
does.
Wednesday, and Friday.
I mean,
It's got to be a little bit easier just to pop up.
I mean, I know how my brain works, and if this were something that were a chore, like a job that I didn't get paid for, if this were like community service, like there's no way I'd be getting up at 3 a.m. to do it. And say it is a passion project, and it's not just passionate about the information that we put out and passionate about learning and gathering knowledge and seeking knowledge and all that good stuff, but it's also that passion and that love for this group that we've formed, and not just us here on the call, but the chats and everybody that's ever tuned in, everybody that's ever sat in with us and hung out with us. I think it's always just sort of been that for me, and it just makes it so much. There's still, I would say, might have even been last Friday. It was either last Friday or Monday. I was up at 2. Like on show days, it's like once my eyes open, the brake releases on my brain, and that wheel just goes spinning as fast as it can. So my eyes open, and boom, I'm ready. I'm awake. I'm thinking, all right, I got to get my coffee ready. I got to go get my clothes. I got to get everything as much done as I can beforehand, so that I can get in there and get everything set up and turned on, and we get everybody in there. And it's very repetitive, I guess, because we've been doing it for so long, but it's still exciting. Where not nerve-wracking, where it used to be so, especially on TFR when we had hard ins and hard outs, and we actually had a clock that we had to watch, and it felt like it was higher expectations of us than just doing a Have No Sphere on YouTube, where it's like internet radio, and there was a certain level of professionalism that I felt expected to be able to display. I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know where the fuck I was going with this, other than that level of professionalism used to maybe bring my anxiety up a little bit. My nerves were up. It's a little stage fright almost. And that's completely gone. It's totally relaxed in that regard. Now it's just excitement to catch up with everybody and see everybody, see who makes it, see who doesn't. It's a whole thing. And I thoroughly appreciate Liz. I think last week when she had said in chat that our show, when she'd found our show, that it helped like keep her sanity in an almost, actual literal type way. And after we'd taken our month off, my computer was shot. I was just so frustrated and so disheartened, having gone back to, well, not square one, but like square two. And after 6 years, all I've got to show for it is not a fucking thing, because I'm back here on the same goddamn laptop, and I'm still having audio issues, and it's just like I'm just like, you know what? Is any of this even worth it? But then I see Liz make a comment about how this show literally helped keep her sane when all of these questions and all this shit was going on around her, and she could come in here and have this nice little respite. Like, oh yeah, that's right, because it's not about me all the time. Most of what we have accomplished here has had nothing to do with me, or really us even, as much as it has been about the community and this family that we've built. And I just absolutely love it. And I want you to understand, even though I doubt you possibly could, what an integral part you have been with Iron Rail Media, Liz. And I love the fact that you're the Iron Maiden, and I don't know that I would ever recognize you as anything else. And I just wanted to thank you personally now that you're here. Thank you so much.
I have to give huge big thanks to Pablo, because originally I was Scott's lass.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make it that I was, my tie to Scott. I'm not even that patriotic, but when I was trying to think of a name, I went, Scott's lass. But then in the chat, Pablo said, Liz is our Iron Maiden, and gave me that name. And because I had been Quantum 370 on YouTube.
I remember that too.
Because I was all into all that, so into space and Brian Cox and that's how I came up with Quantum 370. But then as soon as Pav gave me that name, I can actually remember it was on a Have No Sphere. And I was asking, because I didn't think I could change my profile name, but people in the chat were telling me, so I immediately went and changed it to Liz the Iron Maiden. And I've been doing quite a good class at the Learning Centre, and we were making jewellery. So I've made a bangle that says Liz the Iron Maiden.
That is awesome.
I'm gonna say something. I don't remember what the hell I was gonna say. Other than I saw Mike LeBrash from the Truthers Hour of Comedy there in chat making fun of my bald head.
Mine too, bro. Maybe.
My head's been bald for like
There was commentary on bald heads, yes.
20 years. 20 years I've been shaving my head bald. Not bicking it anymore, but yeah. My son was very young, and his mom was a hairdresser and was cutting his hair at home, and she had just finished up with his hair and had asked him to put the clippers back into the bathroom. And I guess he decided that she must have missed a spot, so he turned on the clippers and just buzzed a big old strip right up the side of his head. And he starts freaking out, and she's like, well, there's not much we can do here. So she just had to shave it all off, and it devastated him, and he cried and cried and cried, and the only thing I could think to help console him was to just go shave my head off to match. And after about 3 days, I'm like, fuck, I like this, and I just never went back. I've been shaving it ever since.
That is so awesome. You are such a great dad.
I don't know how well it works, but at least I got a new haircut.
Oh, it worked. Trust me, it did. That's great. Some people have a head for bald. Some don't. Yours works for sure. Yours too, Zack.
Yeah, it's all right.
As you were speaking of Mr. LeBrash, I believe next Thursday, having a show with Jaron on a new show they have, which I have now lost the highlight I had. I'm looking for it, but if I type and it's gone away. Sorry, Mike. I have the day at least, right? Next Thursday, Jaron, Truth is Our Comedy. Although it'll be a different show name. Vibes, high vibes, damn it.
All right, Mike, if you're still out there, I'm going to give you this one. I know he has what, high vibrations or something. For some reason, this popped into my head.
You got it. That's it. That's it.
You need a whole little segment. Get your little sound bite here, Mike. When it's time for you guys to smoke, it's RESIN. Resonating at a higher frequency.
I like it.
That good shit? Resonating at a higher frequency.
Resonating.
Resonating.
Yeah.
RESI. Sorry, Liz, I interrupted you. What were you going to say, Liz?
I can't remember.
I know one thing I was going to say. So the Corey part of my family isn't historically Corey. We were Starks. And then one of the male Starks was a real son of a bitch, and I guess ran out on his wife and kids and started a whole new family and shit. And the wife and the kids were like, well, shit, now what do we do? And they were luckily taken in by this other guy, and his last name was Corey. And they were just sort of so grateful and beholden that they just took his last name. And from that day forward, that whole side of the family was Corey. Now, my father's mom was a Douglas, and her family came directly from Scotland. But she spelled her name with 2 S's. Doug Lass. And she says that's just because Douglas was such a huge clan that some of them were real lowlifes. Just the dregs of society, some real sons of bitches. So some of the Douglases had to go and figure out a way to separate themselves from the low-class Douglases. So the low-class Douglases only got 1 S, but the high-class Douglases, well, they got 2. And that's who came over from Scotland, were some of those high-class Douglases who went on to later become Coreys. who then birthed my father, who then birthed me.
Yeah, they could afford that extra S.
Now, that's the latest story I heard.
When you have money, you can afford a little extra.
That's right.
now and again.
Money can't buy love, but it can buy you a little S. Now, the story I remember was that it separated the lowlands from the highlands. That there were lowland Douglases and there were highland Douglases, and highland Douglases, or maybe it was the lowland Douglases that had the two S's. And that's the story I remember her telling, but I was told I was wrong. I must have misremembered that because it was only about one big clan of Douglases with one S, and that they had to separate themselves. I don't know. But there you go. My connection to Scotland.
I live in central Scotland and my heart belongs in the Highlands. I think in a previous life I must have lived up north.
So are there still a royal Scottish family, Liz?
I don't
know
think so.
back in the day it was the Bruce, right?
Well, I think the Queen of England is now considered to be the Queen of Scotland. Isn't there like a whole chair, a whole stone that she has to, that's like placed underneath her chair, her throne, and that by sitting on it, it is sort of de facto means that she is the Scottish royalty that is in charge? Some shit like that.
Yes, and she absolutely loved Balmoral. I think a lot of the royal family, like they prefer to be in Scotland. I don't know about the younger ones, but certainly the Queen and Princess Anne, and like I think Princess Anne supports the Scottish rugby team, and so yes, they have got like, but then they're German actually, so how does that work? I always say that the Buckingham Palace must have been the safest place in London, in England during the war.
Yeah.
There's no way that it was going to get bombed.
Yeah, they were German. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how all that works out?
Well, there's photographs of Princess Elizabeth doing
with
her mother
Hitler.
doing this. The Heil Hitler, the arm up in the air.
And didn't she have a sister?
Margaret.
And I knew there was something weird that happened with her, I thought.
She was a bit of a tearaway, I think. She desperately wanted to marry. Can't remember the man's name, but I don't know if he was a divorcee or something, and that's how she ended up marrying Snowden, I think it was. I've watched The Crown, the television program, but obviously that's not the truth. But you don't know what to believe anyway. But
I know it's all a story, isn't it?
At this point, nothing. They say, right? Absolutely nothing. In fact, if they
remember,
look at it backwards, upside down, flip it sideways. Anything they say.
Remember, I think Zack had said it at one point about why Philip wasn't king. Was Zack's gone away?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Do you remember you were asking why Philip wasn't king when he married?
Yeah.
Well, king is a higher rank. So if he became king, he would have had a superior rank to the Queen. And it was the Queen that was the rightful heir to the throne. So that's why he had to be just Prince, or like the Duke of Wales. He can't be king, or he would have had been a superior rank.
How do they determine that? Who's got the biggest slit in their eye? Or how does it work?
That's above my pay grade. I don't have the answers to that.
Yes, man.
I think it's whoever can hold their human form longest.
The longest. There you go. Little eye drop every now and again. Off your back in the day.
Yeah,
Do you think that's David Icke and his reptiles?
Wait, what happened? Wait, I was laughing. Oh, what? Sorry.
David Icke always going on about the
Well,
royal
here's the
family being
problem, Mr.
reptiles,
Icke.
and or is that just reptilian brain?
I mean, we're all sons of God. I get it, but I've never gone on TV. Said I was. Anyway, I don't know.
Speak for yourself. I'm a daughter, not a son.
You know what I mean. I'm just saying. And if you go on TV and say you're Jesus or you're whatever, I don't know. He was kind of already out there before he started the whole push for lizards. I had come across some things in the Hebrew version of biblical writing. You know, just kind of has some interesting things. Upright reptilian beings walking around talking to named Nakash. I mean, I don't know. Call me crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I you know, we always talk about why would this place be so crazy? Why would there be people? What would the point be? Oh, watch Monsters Incorporated. And I'm just saying. We all have encountered, I don't know, we all may not have. They've been encountered by people. Keep encountering them, let me know. I have some helpful tips for you. Anyway,
Question
I
in-
didn't want to get off into all that. I was more joking than anything
A
else.
question in chat. Have you done something new to the
Yeah.
video? Yeah, someone was just asking. It keeps moving when you guys are talking. Is that, or is it my iPad? I don't think that's
Wait,
your iPad.
You might be flashing back. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about, weirdo. If it's obnoxious, just tell me no. I'm not devoted to it. It was just.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. No, she was just asking. It was Jana. It is a weird looking bug right there. Don't get. Don't get.
And it's those unique audio visualizations that you can only find here on Iron Realm Media. Good luck finding them in other live streams. Any other podcast, anything else on YouTube does not have these sort of audio visualizations. Lights, movement, all sorts of fun stuff. I challenge you to find one. I mean,
I
it's probably for
remembered
good
what I was
reason.
going to say.
What was that?
This is to everyone. If you can, please support Iron Realm Media through PayPal to help Josh get his new computer. Because I'm on my iPad on the chat, but I hate it's so awkward. The keypad.
It is difficult. Yeah.
So it would take too long to type it out. So I thought I would just please support IRM. PayPal. Well, you need to put the link in.
I think it's in the description. Josh, am I lying?
I don't
Josh,
know.
I'm lying.
Was it there this morning? I don't think it.
So it just, I'll find it.
And we've had tremendous support already. And just,
We've had amazingly mind blowing. When I logged in earlier to see if we were kicked off our main channel, I saw all the little notifications.
yeah, it's awesome. It really is. But unfortunately, technology is not cheap. But I do believe there are some things in the works that I think will help that along. Some of you might be familiar with some fundraising that goes on here in the community by the way of, what's that? Trivia. Yeah, little trivia nights.
Platter trivia, yes. My
Uh-huh.
brain blanked too. Sorry, I was laughing at Nemo beating me to the draw yet again. Talking about-
So we will be having a
But
fundraiser
yes,
in hopes
Liz used her superpower a couple of mornings ago and suggested just try to get a trivia thing going, like Austin. get some support for people in need. Right now, Josh is seriously in need. And it was like, duh, why didn't we think of that? Because that's Liz's superpower. So I immediately texted Austin, who is awesome, and within seconds, immediately responded with absolutely a bunch of excellent. And if you missed this morning's show, we briefly talked about it because we don't actually have the things set in concrete yet. As we get figured out, we'll talk about it actually over the week. And Liz also offered another suggestion that it be Josh and I against each other. So that might be interesting.
Loser shaves his head / beard.
Wait, hold up now.
Yeah.
As I said, some people's heads may fall. Some folks.
No, I know
seen
that.
The Three Stooges?
Dude, my stepdad's buddy had to shave his head one time because something happened where he had surgery or something he had to cut. And he was like, yep, I shaved my head once when I was younger. Never again. In the military, he shaved his head.
I've never done it. I just kind of.
But yeah, he has like,
dude.
It looked like a potato. Just like, yes. Yes. I was like, whoa, I didn't know people's heads could look like that. Yeah, Carl, great guy. Super smart guy. Wow, that took me back. That was wild. Oh, yeah, Josh.
Jay in chat,
go ahead.
Jay in chat suggested Mandela effect trivia. How would we know if the answer was right or not, Jay? It's the only problem with that.
No, Nemo, my tuner, my bowl. I'm looking and I don't see. It usually doesn't leave this circle right here.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Rocky. Was that Rocky 4? Rocky 5.
I believe you're right.
You don't gotta tell me where I live, Adrian. I know where I live. Yeah, that was a sad one.
I wrote it on the palm of my hand.
Oh yeah, Josh. Cami said she was not enjoying the motion, kind of making her woozy.
Yeah, I was wondering if that might not get annoying after a minute. Not that things get annoying.
You seen any good movies lately, Liz?
Just Mission Impossible, the latest one.
I don't like the cliffhanger ending though. I'm not a fan of that.
I'm just looking forward to next year when they finish the story. But yes, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, I do.
It was
watched all of them. I love the Mission Impossible.
It was a good film, and I think I said to you that because I took my 14-year-old grandson, and I don't know if it was just like the music and he said that it was the best film that he's seen at the pictures with me. So
good
yeah,
taste.
I really. I don't tend to watch an awful lot of films. I've been watching Northern Exposure, but it was a bit like the last time that when I was on Ironworks, Josh was talking about Dixie watching Heartland, and as it progressed, like as you got to like nearer, I don't know if it was season 10 or 11, they started putting in a lot of agendas, and you just felt like you were being, nagged at about
steered.
stuff. And and I'm finding, even though Northern Exposure's got the NASA astronaut, and awful, but I think it's season 4 now, and it's just, I mean, a lot of it's like Truth. So that was in the 90s. I think it's the 93, I think, the season that I'm watching just now. And so it's saying things a lot about the environment, but again, it's this feeling like I'm being nagged at, and you're like,
okay, I watch TV to get away from all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's starting to annoy me, but I'm just actually wondering if, because I don't think Dixie finished watching all of Heartland, because I think maybe, I don't know if it was for the same reason, that I was like, oh, please, this is, like you, I want to get away from that kind of stuff. I think that's just, they deliberately do that.
The first red flag that Heartland gave me was the fact that Mallory's hair was always blown out.
Was what?
It was always... It's like every time you saw her, it's like she had just come from the hair salon, and the salon stylist had blown her hair out, got it all straight and smooth, and everything, all of her hair was like, this little girl just ran from next door because she has no parents. They're always gone. So she just spends all of her time going back and forth between the Heartland Ranch and hers. And this girl always has perfect hair. Ridiculous.
I didn't think of that at all.
That's too funny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start watching Northern Exposure again. If I'm remembering correctly, that was a pretty good show.
It was well written. It's just unfortunate it's got the NASA astronaut and
it's all right.
That rubbish.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that Last Man on Earth show?
No. Don't know what that is.
It was pretty dumb, but it was pretty much about something happened and it wiped out most of humanity and yada yada yada, and he was just driving, like the first episode was like him driving around the country looking for people, and he didn't find anybody, but he put signs on billboards everywhere saying "Alive in Tucson," and a few people came. It was okay, but it was actually real funny until they started like meeting new people and kind of start pushing that agenda thing about, because they were going to form the new world, right? And how they should run the new world and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And yeah, it seems like that is a recipe for disaster for any show. When you start doing that, and they know this, but I think they still do it because subliminally that stuff sticks with people. Or it may catch just a few of the people, or more than a few. But yeah, I think they know that a lot of these shows, they do it on purpose. To where
Wait, is that the show with Will Forte? Is that the one? I know why I stopped. Never mind.
Because of the girl in it, right? Yeah, Louise. I don't know her name. I know she does Louise's voice in Bob's Burgers. That's how I know her.
It's just like brand dresser. It's a one-note joke over it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I couldn't really stand her in that show either. But when it was just him, it was funny. There's only a couple episodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know there was something I was like, I enjoyed that for a minute, and then I quit. Why? I was going through my mind like, oh, this is like she's ruining what we do in the shadows.
Hey,
you got
Mrs.
any?
Tribune, welcome.
Have you got any films that you just keep going back to?
I go through cycles right now. What was it? I've been watching, The Machine with Bert something or other. He's a comedian, stand-up comedian. And it's a movie about him going back to Russia for, I don't know, some comedy bit that he does or something. I mean, it's a stupid movie, but I thought it was funny. And just the comedy in it was, I'll go put that on when I go to sleep at night now. But one of those that you might have seen was Hot Fuzz. I watched that movie like every night for like 2 months. Do you
Yeah, we
remember
did.
that one?
Remember we talked about that, and
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
thought
understand. It's like every time I watched it, I saw something new. Like I was learning their dialect.
I can't do that because I watched it once and I will never watch it again. Remember, I said that I was with my daughter and she thought I was crying. And because I had my hat, and I said, I'm laughing. Because it was like, it's so gross, and she knows what I'm like, but I did find it really funny, but I couldn't watch it again. Like Braveheart, I couldn't watch that again. What's the one, The Green Mile?
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing film, but I couldn't watch that again.
Yeah, that was sad. Yeah, I'm like that too with movies like that. They're great movies, but you're just sad almost when it's over, you know? It's like I don't want to feel like that when I'm done. Those are the ones I'll watch like one time. But it's usually a comedy that I go back to. That's what I'll find something that makes me laugh, and especially when there's a strong accent in the movie. You know, some of the people speaking have that strong accent, even though they're speaking English. You just miss some of the things. And it's like every time I watch it, I get a new chuckle out of it almost. And that's one of the reasons I loved Hot Fuzz so much.
My one that I keep going back to, which sometimes surprises me. I mean, I don't watch the television anymore. I refuse to pay the BBC license, and I gave my grandson my big television, and I just don't watch the television. But when I did, and it came on, I had to watch it, and that was Independence Day. I don't know how many times I've watched that film. I love the president's speech.
Oh, yeah. That got me going. Yeah. We will not go quietly into the night. Oh, yeah.
This is our Independence Day.
Yeah, that's.
And I think I would still watch it now, even though
The Braveheart speech was just amazing. I have that thing memorized. I won't put you all through it, but yeah, the speech in Braveheart before the first big battle.
They can take our lives, but they cannot take our freedom.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that exactly what he said?
Lying in your bed many years from now. Yeah. Just awesome. I still get the chills. And then when he yells freedom at the end, when he screams it.
Well, that's why I can't watch it again. And I saw that in the pictures as well.
In the movie, aired the music
cinema.
too. Yeah.
Hello, boy.
Marky Mark. How about you, Josh? Have you seen any good flicks lately? Oh, Josh maybe have stepped away. I should be bunnies.
You'll have to ask the rabbit.
How about you, Webbit?
Like you, Zack, my go back tends to be like comedy. especially like Final Tap, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, like anything Christopher Guest is involved in. I'll go back to them, especially like stuff they took out. Like there's almost an hour and a half of certain version of Final Tap DVD. That off more often than I haven't seen those outtakes. Somewhere there exists allegedly 4 hours worth of.
Wow.
Well, the movie was strictly them just ad libbing, you know.
Yeah, so there's going to be so much. Yeah.
So I would look. That was back in the bootleg convention.
Were we talking about Step Brothers?
Yeah, this morning. Yeah.
This morning? Yeah. I was watching some of the outtakes. Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, I mean, Will Ferrell, I wasn't a fan at first, and then after Step Brothers, I started liking him.
My whole thing with him was completely out of the blue. I had quit watching something and wasn't watching it where I was living during the era. I was in Vicksburg, but I would come here in Louisiana, which is in Mississippi. Sorry for those people out of the country. Anyway, I would come over here to Louisiana every weekend, bring my son, or every other weekend, mom, and stay at my buddy's house. And on about Will Ferrell. I'm like, saying out loud. I'm like, no, bro, I don't care. You don't understand. You don't understand. Tell me. And it was just so happened the night that he made me tune in to watch it was the night that they did the 4 cowbell. Shit, dude, I like laughed on the floor. I'm like, he's all right. He's pretty stupid, but he's funny, you know. So, and then from there, I had no other way to see it living where I did because we didn't have cable. I didn't when I was kind of checked out of TV. So, but I did have DVD that I would watch, like the movies. So I found the best of Will Ferrell Saturday Night Live thing. Had that, and I me and my son would watch over, do the skits. Bobby Fischer, where is he? I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'll stop. Go.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Jay
I definitely haven't seen
Sorry.
stuff by him lately that I've enjoyed. Something. Anyway, sorry, Liz, you go.
Jay in chat is asking about the fee for watching the BBC license. And if you're watching any live television at all, then you're meant to pay the television license, and you can pay it monthly by direct debit, or you could pay. And I think the last time I remember it was like £120 a year, but it's probably gone up from that. And when I cancelled and I was paying by direct debit, and I phoned them up and said, it was actually at the time when it was the Skripal, the Russian poisoning with Novichok. And I was listening to that on the news, and it was just the straw that broke the camel's back because I knew it was all lies. And I went, I'm not watching. That's me. I'm done with television. So I phoned up to cancel to find out that I was actually paying 6 months in advance. So I got 6 months refunded. But yes, if you're watching any live television at all on any device or any channel on mainstream television, then yes, we should be paying the BBC. And I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't watch live television anyway.
That's crazy how you guys do it.
And then you find out that Bill Gates has donated so many hundred thousands to the BBC.
I wonder what the time limit is before it's no longer considered live.
Well, just as long as when it's going out live. So if it's anything that's like recorded, and I think there was some word about, because a lot like there's stuff on YouTube that's live. Well, this is live, and I wasn't sure if they were going to try and make that to come underneath the license law. I don't know how they could prove something like that, but
I could put a delay on it so that you don't see it live. You see it like 15 seconds after we broadcast it live. We broadcast it live, there's a 15-second delay, and then it goes out. Isn't that technically?
They do that. They have actually done that, where they've got a delay, you know, when like for people swearing or whatever, so they could sort of cut that out on a live broadcast. And I know there was certain ones where they would do that.
I think all live,
there's a lot.
At least I know here in America, pretty much every live broadcast, whether it's TV or radio, has like 7 seconds just to be able to.
Yeah, but they're not going to tell us that, are they?
Nope, they'll just still tell us it's live, but even though they'll be still bleeping stuff out. Well, how did they know that was going to happen?
I think a lot of people have been cancelling I think the numbers are dropping in this country of the people that are paying for the license. But I mean, some people have gone to prison because they haven't paid their television license. And I get a letter through, I think it's every couple of years, that says that I've got to declare that I'm not watching any live television. I have to declare that and send it back to them. So that sticks in my craw having to do that, but
I have never intentionally watched anything that I knew was live.
well, years ago we used to have a television detector van that used to drive around, and then it was quickly said, oh, there was no technology in it, and it was just to scare people. It was, oh, the television detector van's coming. So we're asking, I think you went away, Josh, about any films that you go back to.
There's a whole bunch that I consistently go back to because there's just so much garbage out there. So I kind of like know what I like. I mean, as far as some that like, I know that regardless of my mood is one that I will like, is going to be the one that was right before Hot Fuzz, would be Shaun of the Dead. That one just,
yeah, that's a good one too.
Usually has me rolling. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, what line it is from the movie, the first few words, and I start chuckling. Because it triggers everything else, and it just makes me laugh, and that whole fucking movie had me rolling. But it's a little gory, so I may not recommend it for those with sensitive
I've not seen it.
You probably wouldn't like it because it does get a little gory.
No, I wouldn't like it.
It's interesting in that up to the point when they made it, they included a reference from every single zombie movie Hollywood had ever made and included it in there. That was one of those where I really got into like the behind the scenes and I forget what they called it, but it'd have all like the VH1 pop-up video type little factoids about all the stuff in there and all the little connections and background and history and stuff like that. So it's just really interesting to get the backstory and just see how interconnected that movie really is from front to back, and the amount of foreshadowing that most people don't even catch when watching it. But when they explain it and show you how they do it, it's really pretty entertaining as hell. And there's just something about Simon Pegg that makes me laugh. He's got some great comedic timing.
And he's in Mission Impossible, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
He's really good in it.
Yeah, he's been
he's
in
the
the
tech
last
guy.
few. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I like it so much. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Benji is his name in the movies.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons I like the Mission Impossible so much is because of him. I mean, I like Tom Cruise as an actor. I think he does good in his roles, and whatnot. I mean, he's usually like the same type of guy in all of his. Does he do anything besides Mission Impossibles anymore? And I remember that one he did with oh, what's her name? The tall, skinny blonde Cameron Diaz, Night and Day. But he was like a secret agent in that one too.
He did some movie about airplanes or something once.
Top Gun.
Yeah, no, I'm just. Oh yeah, I guess he did do that recently. Okay.
And
yeah, Top Gun 2.
Show Me the Money. What was that one?
Yeah, that was a while ago though. Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, he's done a lot of great roles and stuff. Days of Thunder. I mean, even in Legend, I thought he was awesome. When I go back and watch that one, for being that young, he's just good at acting. He's good at pretending.
Minority Report's another one.
Darkness.
Which one?
Tim Curry in that movie as.
Oh, I know.
Dude,
I had no idea.
Performance.
What a performance.
That's one I go back to at least once every couple of years. Watch for like 2 months straight because I have the DVD and I'll go through all the extras. And that soundtrack, oh my God, John Anderson. Holy. Anyway.
What are your memories of 9/11, seeing it's coming up to the anniversary?
I remember my aunt telling me I better go find my draft card thing. That's what I remember. It's like, oh,
What?
thanks. Yeah, because she knew we were going to war. She's like, war's coming. But she grew up during Vietnam, so things like the draft did happen. And I mean, it still can in this country, but I mean, they're making our military as small as possible. They're not. I mean, they've been turning down troops for a long time.
And women won't get drafted too, so there's that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys had access to Art Bell during that era, late 90s, early 2000s. Yes.
I don't think I.
No,
Not really.
not really. I didn't think really that he got that far out there, internationally. Anyway, he was a nightly grind for me because I would drive I guess about 40 minutes, to and from both direct, 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back from work. So I would spend whatever. So that night before, I had listening and they were talking about the fact in a field outside of the telescope, we had received an answer to the message we had sent out into space. And this is so it was like we sent out a thing that showed where we are in our solar system. And like is figure iPad where we're living. Our periodic table, just some basic things. And there was like an encoded way to read it, figure it out, also included in the and intelligence, you should be able to decode this. Well, it got sent back to us as a crop circle outside of the telescope to study, search for terrestrial intelligence. And it was a different solar system with a different planet highlighted. The figure had a different shaped head, different shaped eye. The code was different on the thing. So in other words, it was an alien answering. This was the night before. I was blown away by this because I mean, I'm into UFO research. So I go to bed that night thinking tomorrow I'll wake up to see like the world going, hey, look, we got an alien answer back, blah, blah, blah. And my girlfriend wakes me up. She's waking me up. You gotta see the news. You gotta see the news. And I'm thinking, I know, right? They talking about the aliens. I can't wait. Shows me what's going on. And my first thought was, holy shit, they did this so that the world wouldn't know what happened out in the field. They're doing this to distract us. Because I already knew news was a distraction. I was heavily into bullshit going on with the Clintons, the Bushes, and all that crap. So I knew it wasn't anything real. But I thought that's what was going on. They were cover up truth. I was still lost. Anyway, I spent the next few months, being fed terror and this in your window. Don't look at any powder cross-eyed. It might get you. All that. Yeah, it was pretty much.
Excuse me. So I think the map might be ready to publish. Not finished, but at least ready to publish so people could play it. I really want to finish it more first, but sorry, that's it. I was just doing. Exciting. Me and you have been working on this thing for a long time now.
I thought Josh gave us power. You asked for it earlier. He just gave it to you, not to all of us.
No, he didn't give it to me. He said, fuck you.
Fuck all y'all.
Was Josh even here? Or are you just talking to an empty chair?
Could have been an empty chair.
Should have been both.
You have been.
Are you looking forward to Monday?
Now it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Oh, I can switch it. Wow, I have power to. That's different. Wow.
So that's it. Just showing you all what I'm talking about.
Hold on. Yeah, it's different now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said Arecibo. It was Gibraltar. Sorry.
OBS.
I knew it was one of the radio telescopes. Yeah.
That's wild. I never even heard about that, Walter.
Huh?
I never even heard about that.
Yeah, they were talking about it the night before, and it happened August 20th, and they were talking about it on the Art Bell the next day, 9/11.
Perfect timing.
I can't make it bigger, so it's a weird page. I thought it would let me make it big. Anyway, you get the idea. Go look into it. You'll see the different details, and like I said, there's things that change it and make it crazier than. Anyway, now, what are crop circles? What is extraterrestrial? What are, all those questions still linger, but have some pretty compelling ideas thrown about. Things we've learned about electromagnetics upon this plane. I think that fits hugely into the crop circle phenomenon.
Could be. Oh, there's something there.
I think what put me off about the crop circles and when Linda Moulton Howe was talking, she always referred back to the military. And that just made me really suspicious.
Yeah.
Because it was all denied.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of shenanigans involved with it as well, but the fact that it's a phenomenon that's been around since, at least What was the year of the Devil Circle paper? I'm trying to remember now. I used to know the year, but yeah, there's an old English newspaper.
Talks about the devil circles.
The Devil Circles, right? That's what they were called back then. Anyway, yeah, my computer's acting. I see what's going on. Bender is laying on my keyboard. Hi, buddy. How are you?
And the pussycats get blamed again.
Yes, that's how they
I
do
think
it.
Liz is on to something here. Whenever Walt messes up. Oh, it's
Hang
the
on.
cat.
Can I-
Always the pussycats.
Hold on. Think I'm lying.
He's going to show us. Look at that.
He's like, I'm innocent. I didn't touch it.
I didn't touch it. I just laid down. So I've been watching this guy that does he's a chiropractor for animals. And it's so cool. He's like big, huge pigs. He's like hopping on their backs while they're walking and popping them and stuff. And then the pig will be all of a sudden and just start walking normal. And horses that can't graze, they can't bend their neck down, their neck's all messed up. He'll go up to them and start doing stuff to them, and you'll hear pop, pop, pop. And then all of a sudden he lets it go, and then they'll show next day, and the horse's neck is down, and he's eating. And yeah, what a wild job. Going and cracking and popping animals. And I got that because I was watching... Actually, it was a chiropractor here in Greenville, doing amazing things. People that couldn't walk, could barely move. They come walking in and they're just like all locked up, and they do that thing around their neck and yank it. It's like, whoa. I don't know if I could do that. If I could have something like that done to me.
That spinal decompression.
Yeah, where they just wrap that like rope thing around your head and they start pulling it softly, and then all of a sudden when you least expect it, they just go boom and wham. It's like some of them, these people they're real bad off. They need it.
I love it. That's my jam. You know what, you bringing that up reminds me, I never knew of such a thing, what you're talking about, these animal chiropractors. And then you think about that, like an animal got in such a shape. I mean, was it a horse that had been ridden too much, or just a horse that had gotten into that situation? The reason I'm asking is the other night on Y-Files, AJ brought up a lot of interesting points I had never considered. The fact that humans are about as ill-equipped to exist upon this plane from birth it's ridiculous. No other species has extended a period where they need to be under parental supervision, care, and then you start looking into the things that happen to us due to things like gravity and, just this whole place seems like it's grinding us down at all times, and apparently the animals as well. Just interesting. Maybe we don't really come from this little particular area of the plane. Man, Bender, buddy, he's upset about something. Come see me. Come on. I think just hungry, and that's how he rolls. That time, though, almost.
Yeah, this is gonna work, I think. I don't know. We're gonna have to do a little bit of beta testing and get the things worked out, but yeah, it's gonna work. Oh, so Free World will be kicking off. What, next weekend?
Something.
He's
Monday, isn't it?
Well, I think he's having some kind of something going on where there's going to be it's like a gathering type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing a whole
That's
9/11.
tomorrow. I was watching iProtest just before Have No Sphere started. Billy Ray and Don Jeffries and other ones, they were all talking about 9/11 and talking about the thing tomorrow. But I had to leave it, obviously, to come here. But so I didn't mention anything about Free World before I left. But yeah, they were talking about the thing at New York tomorrow. Sorry, I butted in there.
No, it's always nice to have somebody with actual knowledge.
You remember you are the guest, right, Liz?
So do you think it will all run smoothly then?
I don't know.
No.
Probably not as smooth as things go here, but you know.
I think what Josh was saying, should really have had more of a dress rehearsal. You know, what was it, a soft launch, she said.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Billy Ray's kind of had that as a priority.
There's a few. Let's see. Well, Jonathan from Jersey, we know he went live with Perceptions. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Jean is doing Into the Microcosm. I think he goes live on Free World. And Wayne McCroy, he goes live. Wayne McCroy's been going live on Free World for like months now. He's been like the only one that was really doing a live show there on Free World FM. So I think those are trying dress rehearsals. But a fat lot of good a dress rehearsal does, if they just kick you off halfway through the show, and then you got to shut everything down and relaunch it all just to get back on the show. That's a bit of a pain in my ass. But I'm looking forward to seeing the actual website up and running.
The sound's
There's got
good.
to be a way to adjust that sensitivity to the noise, whatever it is, silence.
The silence detector?
Seeker. Yeah. Or not.
Hard to say. That might be just a radio.co thing.
So how was your first week doing 3 mornings?
TGIF. It really wasn't too bad. Yeah, coming home from work today, that little bit of time after work and before the show gets started, before I come in and pretend to get stuff set up, that was pretty rough. I was really tired and a hard time dragging my sleepy ass into the studio. But I woke up and things picked up, and
We appreciate it.
well, I
All your
appreciate
efforts.
you. I appreciate you being here. So this has been awesome.
Well, you've helped me through some really sticky moments in the last 5 years.
Ditto.
My operation on my ankle and losing my cat and then my mum. And I went through a stage where I thought, oh, I should have like something in the real world, you know, like a group or, you know, actual meeting up with people, because I was thinking that being online, that somehow, I don't know, but I've actually found out that this virtual world means more to me than anything else, really. And it is real. I mean, like,
Well, yeah, we're real
we've
people.
all got to know each other and all in the chat, and you see all the names that you recognise, and then in other chats as well. But yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
Shout out to you, and I see you there. Yeah, it really is brilliant. It really is one of those things that it, even kind of hard for me to adjust to, was this idea of, you know, online friendships, because it requires a little more trust than does one that's in person. Because when it's in person, there's at least that modicum of accountability, and things that you can verify for yourself firsthand. Whereas friends online have that level of anonymity that you just never know how much smoke somebody's blowing up your ass. So you either have to get to a point where you just say, nope, everything they say is completely true or honest, or you say, well, I guess it doesn't really matter how much smoke they're blowing up my ass. We're just going to do this and see where it goes. And here we are, 8 years later.
It still amazes me how it's the best kept secret on YouTube, though. Why your numbers aren't... Because you've had some really big names that have come on a Friday night, but you don't have the huge numbers that other channels that I've got. But I wouldn't like it if it did change. It still amazes me. It still befuddles me. I don't understand it. But...
Well, I think it really speaks to just how freaking weird we are. I mean, and it's like this is how I've basically lived my life since I was, as long as I can remember. My parents will tell you the same, that I've always sort of marched to the beat of my own drum. Everybody else be damned. I don't really care how you're doing it. I'm going to do it my way. Even if, no matter how wrong you say that way is, I'm going to do it my way. And it may not always be the most popular way, maybe not the most entertaining way, but that's sort of the way this show is done. We're doing it our way, so to speak. And really, it's just my way because nobody else gives a whole lot of input other than you sound like shit. So I just sort of make things up and go on the fly, like the nauseating flashing lights and waving screens of tonight. I was just trying shit out, just doing stuff. I don't know. I kind of looked the way it went back and forth. I just kind of timed them different so that they were moving to the same audio, but just at a little bit different speeds, and it kind of gave a little breathing effect. I thought it looked kind of cool, but what do I know? I've been playing with OBS too long.
I tried OBS once, maybe twice, and I couldn't. It took me forever to figure out how to get to play my me just talking. It's like, all right, I can't. And then I tried doing it to where it was doing the video talking, and yeah, it was no. I know it's pretty easy once you get it down, I've heard, and everything, but nope, not for me.
It's not terribly intuitive, which is the big problem. Like if you're used to doing things a certain way, you'll come to OBS and not understand a whole lot of it because there's no lot of crossover. But really, once you sort of get the vibe and you see how it is they have it set up, it's like your stage is on top and you just have to build your scene, and then you have to put your sources, or like all your props. You have to put your props onto the scene to create it, and that's how you set your stage. And you just switch from scene to scene to scene, and it's going to have some similar props, some same props, some different props, and each of your sources are your props, and you can just rotate them from scene to scene to scene. And that's what you display on OBS. It's really cool once you kind of see what they're doing, and it's so fucking powerful. The shit that it can do is ridiculous.
Yeah, Austin Whitsitt, he does this one thing where it's OBS and StreamYard combined or something like that. It's OBS something or other. I'm not sure.
Streamlabs, I think.
Streamlabs, that's it.
It's called Slobs. Streamlabs OBS is what I've heard it called. So SLOBS. Slobs. Yeah. Streamlabs and OBS. Yeah, they do this thing together, and yeah, they've got some really cool stuff with Streamlabs, and it allows you to do some really cool interactive
He said
stuff.
It's a lot more intuitive, that one is.
Yeah. But I think that is paid, or the free version's really limited. I forget. I tried Streamlabs many years ago. I say many. It'd been like 4.
Whose
No,
idea was it to do the shows when you came together on Twitter?
For me, it was Walt's idea, but just because he was there first.
We had just, we'd been talking about it on Twitter, trying to figure out something. We were already hanging out in a group, and we figured out we could talk to each other with Hangout. So let's go live. As you remember, that is exactly what it was early. It was us hanging out on Hangouts, getting sniped, and the whole 9 yards.
How did Stefan come to write the music for you?
He appreciated what we were doing and sent it to us. We were completely stunned and overwhelmed by that generosity, as we are often by you people's amazing gifts, and like what's going on right now with Josh, it's blowing my mind. So yeah, it's amazing the generosity that has come our way just because we needed to hang out and talk about this shit. That's essentially what it really boils down to. As Josh said, this is our therapy, Zack, as well. It helps us, get through this crazy world that seems to get crazier and crazier and crazier, the clown world. So yeah, to find sane people that are as crazy as us, at least, that helps. And the gifting of love and generosity has been just amazing from day one, truly. I mean, with time, with effort, with trying to figure this whole thing out. Josh puts in 100-fold with the job, and now he's going to be doing this 3 days a week. Oh, God. But yeah, it just organically all really happened. I mean, there was obviously no plan. Still isn't. So
That's usually the best way, though, isn't it?
that's how it happens, And then, like you said, I mean, Stefan sent that song in. Jeremy has sent in an amazing song, and there's actually one under construction even as we speak, with my very limited ability to do what is needed. I may have to seek out somebody else on this one, Jeremy. If you're even there listening, my friend, I'm sorry I've gotten out of chat because I had the cat on me and I hadn't went back. But yeah, songs, many ways we have been supported. Let's just say that's the easiest way to say it. In so many ways, and it just keeps coming. Even with, like you said, the secret nature of our show.
This is a strange experience for me to not be in the chat. I've got it open on my iPad beside me, but
you can answer people out loud on the show. It won't hurt our feelings at all. I do it quite often when I'm not able to type.
yeah, I'm not really reading because I have to admit that when the show's on, I'm sort of half listening and reading the chat because I can't multitask. So then I listen back and I hear so much that I've missed, and I think, I could have commented on that. So it's nice to have the chat open, but I'm not really too aware of what's been going on. But I do miss it. I'll be back in chat on Monday.
And I really guess we could probably start to wrap it up. I know it's getting on to be pretty dang late for you.
I'm normally in my bed, but I'm not. I'm dressed and in the kitchen. Because I couldn't have done this lying in my bed. I was scared that if I was lying in my bed, I might have nodded off. That sounds terrible, but I do get it is lateness.
Jonathan does it all the time.
I hate it when I do it though. My eyes, the lid's shut, and I have to get myself back awake again. But no, I like to try and stay awake right till the end. I don't like missing anything.
It's like my brain is surprised. Oh, wow, that just feels so much better to have them closed like that. That's weird. Is it still uncomfortable if I open them? Yep. Oh, I'll just close them again. Oh, yeah, that's real fucking... And that's it.
How are the rabbits doing? How's Harris on his own?
Dejected. I think it's exactly what it is. I think he's a little depressed. He just seems less happy, fewer binks, fewer zoomies. It just seems like he's just a little sad and depressed. And well, he's kind of out there alone too recently because Dixie's been bonding the other two, so they've been in the bedroom with her, and he's just been sort of out there by himself, existing. He's got the big area with the kitchen and stuff to roam and explore now, which is a lot more room than he had, but I think he's upset that he lost his girlfriend. I think he's upset that he lost his nemesis and his girlfriend because now he's just in there by himself with nobody.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I've just seen something in chat that I don't understand, and Ben Flat is going to have to explain it. Listening to Liz makes me want to have a pint, just saying. What does that mean?
No, I
you're
totally
gonna have
get
to
it.
explain that one.
I drove my parents to drink. I get it.
Oh dear, that doesn't. I hope that's not the case for me.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. But I think it is just that relaxing, sort of comforting time to just kick back. I think I feel it. I think I know what he's saying.
I'm in the wrong room because I'm in the kitchen, but it is just like having a cozy chat with my best friends in my front room. I didn't even say my own promo line correctly. That's terrible. That was strange when Walt first asked us to do it. Because as soon as he said it, I was like, I won't be doing that. I thought, it's a nice idea, but no, I'm not doing it. And then I came down the stairs and I just picked up my phone, and just this wee sentence came into my mind. Pressed record on my phone, did it once and went, that's okay, and then sent it off to Walt. So don't ever ask me to do another one because I won't be able to think of anything. It is like having a cozy chat with my best friends and my besties. I miss Diva. I wish she could come back into chat.
Yeah.
I lost the mute button. I couldn't find it.
Where'd it go? Damn it.
That's what I say. For everyone, could you send good wishes to Diva because she's having problems with one of her eyes?
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was like she had a cataract operation on one eye, and I kept meaning to ask her about the other eye. And the last time she messaged me on Facebook Messenger, she'd woken up one morning and the other, like the bad eye, was all cloudy. The doctor said that it's not a detached retina and that it could clear, and she would need to get, obviously, the cataract done, but this was something different, and I'm still waiting for a reply. I asked her, I just did a quick line just asking how her eye was, so hopefully she'll get back to me, but I'd just send her good wishes that everything's okay. Please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't seen Diva in a while. She does all right.
She says that she'll listen, like she'll on replay. But with being in New Zealand, the timings are what's it, 11 hours difference. So it's quite a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's busy with her job. They've got their own business, and it's like a small holding that she's got. So they've been doing that up, and she's got quite a big piece of land that so planting trees and yeah, she is busy. But I keep niggling at her. Come back. One day.
One day. You'll get her.
Yeah, I hope so. But she sends her love anyway. In the last message, she said that.
I'm watching Nemo fly around me, having no idea where I'm at.
Yeah, I reckon we can go ahead and wrap this up then. Let them boys get to playing.
Our boys in our games. Here, I'll show you what we're doing real quick. Oh, I shouldn't do this. Now Nemo's gonna know right where I'm at. Oh, I can't move. What's going on? There we go. He was over there. Yeah, he's gonna know right where I'm at. Now I shouldn't have done this. That's alright. Yeah, I can turn into pretty much anything with this gun right here. So it's hide and seek, but they call it a prop gun, a prop hunt. Because you can turn into, like, I'll be that M. It's weird though, some of the trees are working, some of them aren't. I don't know. Oh. Watch this. How does he see me? Get out of here. There was a place over here where you can hide. You like drop into the ground, I found. See if I can get it. Oh, hide. Hide. Bamboo. Oh well. You guys don't want to watch us do this. Yeah, another flat earther born. But yeah, this is what I did for the beginning. I'm thinking this should be good. I'm thinking we're like ready. Damn. Okay, yeah. When you start as the flat earther, you start here. It says you are it. Go inside and get a gun. You turn around here, and there's another sign that says turn globers into flat earthers by elimination. Teleport to third floor from, or teleport to Earth from the third floor. That pretty much makes sense, right?
Mostly, I suppose.
Then you go in here, you grab your guns that you want. You go upstairs to the third floor, and there's the teleporters. And all these things won't be in here. You won't see any of that. And then when you start off as a glober, or yeah, up here as a glober, I think I'm the glober right now, yeah. I'll show you what it looks like. Start off, you already have guns. It just says run and hide everywhere. And if you try to run downstairs, you can't. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Can't miss it, run and hide. Try to jump down here, oh, you can't. Too bad.
Nemo's saying in chat, go show Liz her garden.
Yeah, we got to. Okay, that is. Way over here. Yeah, Liz is the new queen of Britain.
Yeah, I've got to say that's awesome that you included me in the map. Thank you, Zack.
Oh, of course, Liz.
Keep showing people. I say, oh, guess what? Look, I show them the picture. I've got a garden in Fortnite. How cool is that?
I can't wait to hear what your grandsons think of it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Liz,
And my daughter says I've got no friends.
Liz, the Iron
show
Maiden's
her, won't we?
garden. Places to sit.
That's just wonderful.
Yeah, we'll put some more stuff over here. This is just, it's crazy how much you can do in this game and how big they can be and how much time it takes to do some of this stuff. Haha. You don't mess with Liz's horse fountain. That's the thing though, when you turn into big things like this, your health goes way up. But now watch when I turn it down, I won't have like 100 health left. It'll go to 60. It's like percentage wise. Oh, that jerk.
Can I be picky?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that horse should be a unicorn. Because a unicorn's the symbol for Scotland.
I don't know how many, if I find something unicorn, I will, see, that's just not fair. Just walk right behind him. Attack of the killer tomato. Oh, this is awesome looking out here, Nemo. Well done, man. Floating cactus. Find the floating cactus. We put the Great Pyramid in here now. Yeah, this looks cool out here in the desert. Wow, beautiful, man.
So there's some commentary in chat about the map. I see Risen Escape, I guess is what that is, asking, is there going to be, or I'm sorry, what servers will host the map? Will it be everywhere? Will everybody have access to it? Or will it only be
Yeah,
like certain?
all I have to do is publish it, and it'll be, I'll put out the island code, and then anybody can play it. And they have to
Alan,
like allow it, but I don't know if they're going to. We'll see.
in an area for Alan, the Alan Holman.
I can do that.
Right.
As long as it's like your YouTube channel name or something like that, something on social media, I'm allowed to use social media. I can't use websites.
Banana Chan. Oh, okay.
I can't use
all kind of
yeah, I can't use personal private websites. It can be like the big social media ones, or YouTube, whatever, all the different big ones. I can put those in here. I can't put businesses. Yeah, there's rules to it.
Delantano saying it's making him want to start playing Fortnite.
Oh, I gotta show it to you guys from
I've
up
only
there.
started playing recently with Zack when they went to no build mode because I wasn't into the whole building thing. Fortnite building wasn't my thing, but my nephew trying to get me to play it first came to Oregon. I wasn't in all resource management games, so
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe put a billboard in eventually that says, take a look over the edge or something like that. Because when you come up here, you can't run off the edge, so you can just go up next to it. But just take a look at the earth. And a step to the edge. See the world below. Awesome song. That's one of Cami's songs.
Got it in my folder.
But yeah, there's the flat Earth map. I wish I could make the edges prettier. Fill it within the ocean or something like that. I bet I could. I bet we could do an ocean now, Nemo. I bet we could. And then just open up a square all the way around the edge, so it's not really going to mess with the water here. So we could have, I don't know, or maybe around all the land with those things, and then we can make. We'll talk about this later. We're middle of a show doing.
Yeah, let's get off here and let everybody see folks heading to bed and chat. And I know we're keeping Liz up way past her bed.
Well, thank you so much, Liz, for coming and hanging out. This was awesome.
Yes, man.
Yeah, we're.
I'm wide awake. I probably won't sleep now.
Right. That's what always happens after I get off the show. I can't go to sleep for hours.
It's been worth it. Definitely.
Well, now you've been here, so you will always be welcome in that same doorway you came through. The key will never break unless we break it by mistake, which we did one time. But yeah, it is the same link to get in. So we're sitting here boring you one Friday night. You just pop on in and tell us shut the fuck up and start talking about good stuff.
Mellow Dome.
Yeah, we got to get Josh to bed. He ain't gonna make it.
Do you
If
hear
we go
that,
back
Jan?
to 2 nights, 2 days a week, y'all don't be upset, right?
I gotta put a diva out here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Iron Realm Media. I was trying to show it off, and Nemo just starts blowing the crap out of it instantly. There's a couple microphones on the couch. Microphone over here with the computer set up. Little something there on the table. Yeah. We'll do a little bit more decorating. That's not a saxophone, folks. Ah, that looks awesome, Nemo. Well done, man.
Well done on both y'all, man. It's been pretty amazing watching y'all develop all of this.
Uh-huh.
It's been fun. I could see how this would turn into work eventually, kind of like video editing. But it's a lot of fun, especially when you finish a map and then get to go play it with everybody. Here's Iru. So where do I put? See, I don't know what to put you as. Flat Earth head, maybe? And then, do you have a Josh Corey? Josh?
Huh?
Do you have a Josh Corey channel?
Yes.
I thought I was subscribed to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do, for sure.
I just know you don't do a whole lot on it, I don't think.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just
That's
stick
why
a
I'm not-
guitar on that bridge. And
Okay. Yeah, I'm not putting my channel on here either, because most of the stuff I do is here on Iron Realm Media or over on
Me
Glowbuster or
too,
something like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every now and again, get on.
Josh!
In the sky. Speaking of cool in the sky, there is a comment about
Yeah.
the scene.
Supposed to be
the
by Naked Eye.
saying.
Yeah,
right
this
now
one's
you
supposed to
can
be legit too.
see it with binoculars. I watched like a image
the
somebody
east.
put up, and it looked pretty
northeast.
impressive. So,
Yeah. You look to the
the problem
northeast
right now
at
is
something.
it's at dawn is when it's
Mhm.
happening, and you only have like maybe 30 to 50 minutes of sight time before the light gets too bright to see it. So you need darkness to see it, but it happens during the hours of dawn when it's in the sky. So for us in the States anyway. You may be luckier over there, Liz. I don't have to go look the name up, and I'll tell you to find it there. It may be a better time of the day to look, or night, or whatever.
Oh, that is awesome, Nemo.
The story. I've been in show prep. Comet Nishimura. I'll send you the link.
Look at that.
I'll drop it for everyone. I was going to talk about it this morning, and we just had other things happen. And here you go in chat. That's how and when and etc. for the Comet Nishimura. And chat here, Liz.
I'll show you guys how we do this stuff a little bit. Need a ball.
This is how we do
it. Oh no, Walter, you started it. You're going to start my musical Tourette's.
It's all about the Tourette's, baby.
Ball spawner legacy. Properties when the game starts. Physics ball. Yeah, I want this one. Okay.
I'm impressed how you can do the show and read chat at the same time, though. So I'm finding that quite difficult.
It is an acquired skill.
It has to be.
Early on, just feeling like I was flailing in every direction, trying to keep up what was happening on the screen, trying to know what they were saying in chat at the same time, commenting on it, making it part of the show. It wasn't something you're born with, I don't think. I mean, hanging out with Josh and Zack and Cami and other people who have been on the team, it's easy to just, sit and yap. The other things that have become part of the show definitely were an acquired skill set, which, I say that as though I am skilled at any of those, or, even fluent in any of those, let alone skilled. It's definitely a struggle sometimes, even for us, as you can probably tell. And then add a cat in the lap, or a really heavy duty nugget plug it or something, and things can get off rails. That's why I haven't logged into Fortnite currently, because I'm already
oh, that's lame.
Doing a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that. Get to where you can actually kick the thing. Get here, punk. Fast and Nemo. Oh, exit. Okay.
Good chicken. What's up, brother? Man, I've got to reach out. We both have talked about it how many weeks now? All right, this weekend is for
and I dropped a link in chat for the song that got botched up this morning.
Oh, nice.
Surfer Girl with the Elevators. The song was Sunrise.
Surfer girls.
All right.
We ready for all? Oh, go ahead. I was going to start that direction.
I was going to say, just making sure that we were ready.
Yeah, I think we are. It's 8 after 8. Actually, cats are underfoot, hungry. Just needs to just go log into her Fortnite account.
I'm tempted to get a console and start playing it.
That would be just as awesome.
That would be awesome.
I've actually found out that my hand-to-eye coordination isn't as bad as I thought. On Monday at the centre, we were playing soft archery, and I did really well.
Nice.
I'm tempted to buy a set as well. I loved it. I was channeling Kevin Costner in Robin Hood.
Awesome Robin Hood. That's my favorite Robin Hood.
Well, there was 8 of us, and I was second, so
Wow.
a bit miffed I wasn't first, but never mind. I loved it. It was great fun. We're doing bowling on Monday, and I'm sure I'll be rubbish at that.
Prince of Thieves.
All on the wrist.
Bryan Adams.
I know, I'm trying to
Nice to
not start singing this song.
everything I do.
I just assumed it. Yeah, fine. I'm just not even going to talk. All right, let's get out of here.
Love y'all.
Thank you guys for hanging
Love
out.
y'all. Thank you so much. Liz, thank you so much. Truly. Love you, lady.
This has been a very special Have No Sphere. I'm really happy this happened.
Thank you for having me on.
Anytime.
I'm a lot more relaxed this time than I was on the Ironworks. And
Yeah, well, you didn't
it's
get
been
sprung
awesome.
on
I
you.
love you guys so much.
Love you, lady.
Love all you guys out there. Make sure you come see us next week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central Time Zone for the Ironworks. Live on our YouTube channel and also on freeworld.fm. Be on the lookout. Who knows when the world's going to happen. I think that new website's going to launch. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that all the hosts and DJs will be up playing music, hosting their own shows. And there's going to be lots of different information being put out over the airwaves over there on freeworld.fm. So make sure you tune in. Otherwise, we will be back here next Friday evening for another episode of Have No Sphere right here on the Iron Roll Media YouTube channel. And maybe we'll get back up on D Live and Rockfan and all the other places that I know we actually belong and just haven't been because, well, you know. Anyway, guys, be good, be well. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.